Jimmy's not going to be practicing in OTAs and minicamp, which means for the first time ever, Trey Lance will have all the first team reps. He didn't get that last year. He was with the second team. He was thrown to Trent Sherfield. That's why everyone was raving about Trent Sherfield. He gets the first team reps. What do you think reasonable expectations should be for Lance? I mean, most fans won't be able to see, no fans will be able to see this, but you all read the same reports. What do you think? What standards should fans and media hold this kid to now?
Show that command and be able to have that team look at you and realize that you're the guy, even at your young age. I mean, everybody's raved about his smarts and his confidence. What I was able to see at camp while I was there, what you saw was a guy who, even when he overthrew somebody or maybe didn't make a correct read, he didn't hang his head. He went right back in there and kept firing. And that's something that is very encouraging for somebody his age. So show that you can command that offense, show that those guys believe in you, and start working on the things that everybody's criticizing you about. Long windup, long stride. Can you hit intermediate passes in stride? All of those things. I think it's less about him making eye-opening plays, because we've seen it happen in camp. You've seen it in games. You've seen it in preseason. It's more about the little things that they want him to work on, the things that Kyle wants him to be really good at, the things that remember, Grant.
It's true.
Camp opens, Trey Lance is flying out of the gate. Why? Because he's doing things 49er fans have never seen done for a long time. Making plays over the field using his legs. So what does Kyle Shanahan do to kind of bring it closer? All right, now I want you to do things that Jimmy Garoppolo's good at. Make that short pass. Make this short pass. Make this good read in between two guys. That is the type of stuff that brings the competition back. So you can't really go ahead and just say, Trey's our starter, or he outplayed Jimmy, right? So it's not that.
All those throws you're making outside the pocket, don't do that anymore.
Don't do that anymore. No, we want you in structure now. We want you in structure hitting this and that. And that's not my opinion. Grant was there. I was there. This is how you bring the competition back.
All of a sudden, also all that play action we were doing, all that move in the pocket we were doing. No, shotgun.
Nope. Pre-snap diagnose and get the ball out quick, real fast. And they were trying to get him to work on those things.
And I was like, hey, if you're having a quarterback competition, shouldn't you set up one of your guys for success? And everyone's like, no, he needs to work on what he's not good at. It's like, okay, well, he's still better than Jimmy doing the stuff he's not good at. He's still better than Jimmy. Yeah.
And then think about this. The second string offensive line is in front of him. So they're not blocking well. Things are collapsing around him faster. Yep. Okay. So this is how you bring things.
Going to Richie James Jr.
Right. You're throwing passes
Travis
to
Benjamin.
Muhammad Sanu and Travis Benjamin. And
no, he didn't even have Sanu. Sanu was entrenched with the starters at that. He had Jawan Jennings. God love him. And Ross Dwelly. God love him. Doing the Lord's work.
But yeah, so for me, it's about, can you do the things that Kyle made you work on last year while he was able to pivot to Jimmy Garoppolo and say, see, the kid's not ready?
Can I just point out that I really think there's nothing he can do to please fans? Because last year, look, it was just my charting, but I'm pretty good. I've been doing it for a while. But according to my count, he completed 69% of his passes in training camp. And it wasn't good enough for people. It was not good enough. Jimmy completed 63 and threw 11 touchdowns, 11 picks. People were like, got to go with the vet. He just looked so good. So it's a lot like how Trey Lance does stuff. He kind of has to be flawless, I think, to really get the whole fan base behind him.
The issue is this, is there are the people that are logical that are going to sit there and say, these are the first real glimpses that you're going to see of extended gameplay of Trey, and there's going to be some bumps and bruises. But then there's the other fans. Oh, we're a Super Bowl roster, and look at Jimmy took us to the NFC Championship, and if Trey doesn't do that, stop it. Stop it. And Jimmy didn't take you anywhere. Jimmy was the quarterback of the team. So just think about it logically. The problem is so many 49er fans are starved because they got so close again, right? They were so close to being in championship. And realistically, it could take maybe 10 or 15% increase in play in quarterback play, and they would be right where they need to be. But there's going to be bumps and bruises. You guys have to really – all right, the Chargers practices. Let's talk about that, Grant.
Yep, we were there.
Chargers practices. Okay, we were there. Trey's making plays with his legs. He's making nice plays. The Chargers were laughing at Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy Garoppolo threw a pick in the end zone.
In the red zone. Derwin James.
It was like sitting right in front of him.
Or it's Sandy Sammy, right?
Yeah.
And Derwin James and them, they're all laughing on the sideline.
It was Derwin. You're right.
They're like, they pay him all this money. And that's what.
We're paying those boys too much in San Francisco, I think was a direct quote.
Yeah. So don't tell me what the 49ers players believe about Jimmy, because I don't care. That's what the league is telling you about what people think about Jimmy Garoppolo. And again, we're not making any of this up. None of this is made up. It felt like that quote got swept under the rug. And that was the thing that When I spoke to you after practice, when I spoke to, the other people that were there,
How
they
close.
all corroborated that story,
yeah.
that they were laughing at Jimmy Garoppolo. And I
Yeah.
said, because the book is out. Everyone knows. I don't care what the 49ers players say. What are they supposed to say? Of course they're behind their guy. Of course that's their guy. But the league, that's how they look at Jimmy Garoppolo.
When you practice against Jimmy, after a while, you start to realize that every throw is an opportunity for interception. And you start getting greedy. And you start to see coaches jumping up and down like, oh my God, here we go. I'm just saying. That's how it goes. So
Fred Warner was eating.
But here's the thing. So it's going to be tough for Trey to win over the fans in practices that they can't see because they love Jimmy. They know Jimmy. What he needs to do is win over the players and the coaches. And so I don't know. Again, I don't know if you can do that while Jimmy's still on the roster. But if he goes out there and lights it up, everyone's going to be like, all right, okay. It looks good. I think Patrick Mahomes was able to do that to an extent in practices with the Chiefs. I think that team kind of felt it and knew it. I think Trey Lance has an opportunity to do that. Just show him that not only do you have command, but it's just going to be so much more explosive. And that while everyone's friends with Jimmy Garoppolo, they can be friends with him in their off time.
Even go back to the practice reports of Mahomes. Mahomes was throwing interception after interception.
That is true. But I remember that.
Yeah. And you're practicing though. You're trying to figure things out, right? So that's why it wasn't so crazy to jump out the window if Jimmy Garoppolo did it because you're trying things out, right? Okay.
Oh my God. If Trey throws picks, they're gonna crush him, dude.
Right. So here's the thing. It's so weird to me that whenever 49er players come out and they defend Jimmy Garoppolo, there's this subset of fans that are like, see, on the outside, you don't know what you're talking about. But then when anybody ever says anything glowing about Trey, that same subset is, well, they're still not committed to the kid, and he's still not better than
actions speak louder than words.
Pick a side. Just because when they say the same things that they say about Jimmy, and all they can say about Jimmy Garoppolo is leader. Oh, he's a great leader. He's great for the locker room.
Yeah.
You hear Fred Warner say he was making plays. He was making us look bad, but the kid's not ready. And Jimmy's got to stay.
Jimmy's never made that defense look bad. Jimmy makes that defense look good.
Thank you.
Jimmy's such a good leader that he pumps up the confidence of his own defense by throwing picks every day.
What a leader, man. That's intangibles you can't. Yeah, selfless. So it's so funny to me that whenever there's quotes about Jimmy Garoppolo, let's say it's Kittle, let's say it's Warner, let's say it's anybody. Yeah, he's a great leader. Everybody's like, you see, leader. Then Trey Lance is actually playing, and they're like, man, he's making us look bad. Yeah, that kid's not ready, man. It's like you guys have to start thinking logically now at this point and knowing that you're on one side and trying not to like the kid.
I want to bring this back to something we were talking about earlier. Okay, so Trey Lance needs to win over his team and his coaches. But you said something earlier that was so fucking right on, and we got to bring this back. It's a lot on Kyle, too. Kyle, when you go out there and let Trey Lance do play action and get out of the pocket and actually throw down the field, he looks great. When you put him in the shotgun and say, hey, play like Jimmy Garoppolo, it's not going to necessarily look as good. So a lot depends on how Kyle sets up Trey Lance for success in these practices. Do you play to his strengths or his weaknesses? Is this an opportunity for him to look good or to look bad? That's a lot on Kyle. Yeah.
In the same way, you're not asking Jimmy Garoppolo to throw deep balls because he turns arm punts.
Because why? When you do that, his trade value goes down. We got to be nice about Jimmy or else people might think we don't like him. Everyone knows you don't like him. Trey Lance is on the team. But I think you kind of need to do a little bit of that with Trey. Set him up for success.
And here's what's funny, too. Let's correlate this to Robert Griffin. Okay. Robert Griffin was forced on the Washington football team at the time. We all know that they love Kurt, right? But what did Kyle do? Did Kyle make him run things that were, Jesus, it's like raining outside. Did Kyle make him run Kirk Cousins stuff? Or did he import so much of the Baylor offense?
Yes.
And what did RG3 do in his first year? Oh, right. Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yes.
Now, let's correlate that to Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo's 5 games of 2017, which got him paid.
Yes.
He didn't ask him to digest the Shanahan playbook. No. He took Patriots concepts and said, boom, here's some easy stuff that I need you to run. And you know what? Go out there and ball, man. Just go out there and play. Let's see what we got. Why aren't you doing the same things with Trey? So realistically, this is what this offense is going to look like with Trey. Run. Maybe a few passes here and there. You're going to limit Trey Lance in passing, and it's just not necessarily going to beat things. You do everything. You do the Jimmy gimmies. You give Jimmy all the quick throws to the sideline where Debo just catches it and takes it 80 yards. Takes a lot of skill to get those passes off. It's tailor the game to the kid. Make him work on things,
Yes.
Make him work on things, but put him in position to be
Yes.
successful, man, at this point.
Yes. Call his best play. Like, what were Trey Lance's 3 best plays of all of last year?
The
In my
Debo
opinion,
throw, the Debo throw, the long one over the side where he gets to his spot, like he got to roll out and step
against
into the
Houston,
throw.
the Debo throw against Seattle, and the Trent Sherfield throw in the playoff in the preseason. I mean, I think all three were play action rollouts.
Moving.
To me, Trey Lance has the potential to be the most dangerous quarterback in the league when you get him on the perimeter, because his combination of throwing ability and speed is unmatched. I mean, he's faster than Josh Allen. In the pocket, he's not going to be the greatest quarterback in the league, but when you get him on the perimeter, wow, he really puts a defense in a bind. He makes you defend every freaking blade of grass. So yeah, if Kyle can call a couple of those every practice, I think it'll be
and let's not get it twisted at all. He needs to improve in the pocket. He does, because you're not going to be able to win that exact way. Like, we're not saying that this whole thing should just be something like that. He does need to improve in the pocket. There's development, though, for that, and there's room for growth in that. It's like the book is already closed on him being able to develop in the pocket. It's too late. After 10 quarters, everybody knows the kid's a bust already at this point.
Over.
This is it. He can't develop.
As if pocket passing doesn't have everything to do with experience.
Yeah, right. So, again, he does need to grow in that aspect. But at the same time, there are ways to get him going. Like a basketball player who is struggling and he's shooting and he's missing. You get a layup to go through, you get a free throw, you see the ball go through the hoop, your confidence starts to rise. Again, all of those things go hand in hand. And that's why it's so hard to be a play caller. And that's why it's so hard to groom quarterbacks, because there is this balance of putting him in a position to succeed while having him improve on the things that you need to at this level.
All I know is that Kyle's been doing it for Jimmy Garoppolo for 5 years. He does it all the time. He does it in practices. He does it in games. And Jimmy's still inconsistent. But, like, Jimmy doesn't want to throw downfield, so Kyle doesn't make him. Kyle doesn't call the play. Jimmy doesn't want to line up under center and do play action, so Kyle doesn't call it. He's like, all right, I'll try to set you up to look as good as you possibly can. All right, do that for Trey. Do that for Trey. It's not like, oh, we want Jimmy to work on throwing downfield, so every freaking throw in this practice is going to be a downfield throw. And just because he needs to work on his weaknesses, they don't do that for Jimmy.
So
here's don't do that.
One more thing to point out in camp. Okay. Deebo Samuel's across from Jason Verrett, and Deebo Samuel whips Jason Verrett, and he's running free down the field. Jimmy Garoppolo sees it. Yeah. Jimmy Garoppolo sees it, pats the ball, throws it up, and it's an arm punt. And Jason Verrett standing under it like this and catches it. That same practice at the end, and tell me, and this is how you know this man was feeling the heat. That same practice, everybody left. Jimmy Garoppolo stayed after. What was he working on?
The deep ball.
Oh, really?
Hey, man, in those training camp practices, when he would throw deep, all of a sudden, he would throw it, like, really high. He got the arc on those. What the hell was that? Was he trying something?
Debo's running past the best cover corner on the team. Like, he's got him by, like, 5 yards.
Yeah.
Put it in the area code, and Debo's going to be able to get it. He threw it, and Jason Verrett stops running and is like, and then Jimmy Garoppolo stays after practice because he's such a good leader and he has to work on his deep ball. He threw the ball a bunch.
What kills me is that people are trying to act like Jimmy Garoppolo could beat Trey Lance in a legit quarterback competition. The quarterback competition was not legit last year. You were there.
No.
Jimmy got all the reps. Like, Trey Lance had to have both arms tied behind his back. Dude, Jimmy could not beat Trey Lance in a legit quarterback competition. Not only that, I will go to my grave believing that Jimmy couldn't beat Nick Mullins in a legit quarterback competition.
Oh, that would
I could be wrong about that, but I've watched so much Jimmy, man. Like, he won't throw down the field. He throws hella picks. At least Nick Mullins has no hesitation, maybe to his own detriment. Nick Mullins will air that. Why did George Kittle have such a great year in 2018? Because Nick Mullins was relentless throwing the ball.
He processes faster. He processes faster than Jimmy.
I mean, he's not a starting quarterback in the NFL, but I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is either. If you take Kyle Shanahan away from Jimmy Garoppolo, it's not going to look good. It's going to look like Nick Foles in Jacksonville. I'm waiting for that.
Oh, wow. I think Jimmy's a starter. Like, if he gets into Ben McAdoo's system in Carolina, that's a lot of quick passing and everything as well, too. So
I'd love to see Jimmy do it. Prove me wrong, Jimmy.
You have to give Kyle Shanahan credit. He's fooled so many people into, like, putting Jimmy Garoppolo in this tier that makes no sense. And that's not everybody. Rational fans know that Jimmy Garoppolo is a mid-tier starter, like Cousins, Carr, Mayfield, Tannehill. He's in that group. Those are starters.
His fans try to point to his completion percentage. They look like he's Drew Brees. Dude, if he's Drew Brees, how come the team is is afraid to let him throw?
There's a
Why does he throw
difference
so many picks? Why does he throw so few touchdown passes? What is the deal here?
There's a difference between accuracy and completion percentage. If
Yes.
a guy catches a pass off of his feet, it's a completion, but that's not
Yes.
accurate.
Thank
Drew
you.
Brees would throw it to the place where the guy had a chance to catch it and go and didn't have to reach back for it or reach up for it. Like, there's a difference between completion percentage and accuracy, and I wish people would stop citing that to me.